was out here a few days ago lamenting the end of the world, and I think a few of you were a bit upset by that I was being, I don't know, histrionic or something. But I wasn't. I think, when I say that civilization is ending, or I say that the world is coming to an end, what I'm really talking about is the end of a world view and the end of an organizing um, ideology. And, sometimes when organizing ideologies end, it's correlated with a physical collapse, a biological collapse. In other words, the sacking of a large metropolitan area, or the spread of disease, war, and I find it hard to believe that we aren't in a situation like that, in a cascade of collapse, where socially, ecologically, economically, politically, systems are failing. And, I obviously have some, I lament this, but it's not as though this hasn't happened before. I'm certainly not trying to say that this is unique in the history of our species or the history of this planet. This is the sixth great mass extinction event that we are in the midst of. Not the first. Humans seem to be the cause of this one. I shouldn't just generalize it and say humans. A particular mode of inhabiting the planet that arose. Well, I guess it did begin with agriculture in ancient Mesopotamia, and kind of traveled around the world. And agriculture became industrialization, became the information age, and this ratcheting up of the human particular mode of presence that humans have discovered, a technological mode of presence. It has brought the planet to this point. Human beings have become a geological force on planet Earth, and are having the impact on the rest of the community of life, on the impact on the life systems of this planet, that is analogous to an asteroid impact or a supervolcano eruption. And, this isn't going to happen overnight, but it is going to happen within the span of a generation, I think. I fully expect to live to see a major portion of this civilizational collapse, because we're already witnessing it. It has begun. So I feel a lot of lament about this, but I also have a sense of hope, because it's when the old system starts to break down that there is room for something else. There's room for the ground shrew, this tiny mammal, to evolve into primates, only because an asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs. There was room for more complex oxygen-breathing life forms, only because anaerobic bacteria nearly poisoned themselves to death. So somehow the creativity of this universe goes hand in hand with destruction and cataclysm. So here we are. for me, thinking at the edge of the world, thinking at the end, in the end times, apocalyptic thinking, I mean, that's what philosophy is always about, right? Philosophy is learning to die. And so, in this moment, I feel that one way of responding responsibly to our moment is to philosophize, which is to say, to learn to die, which is to say, to find and perhaps make meaning in the face of death. Because really there is no other material than death or loss to make meaning out of. Any other meaning we try to construct that isn't fully conversant with death is a shallow meaning. It can't possibly last. It can't possibly be beautiful in a sublime sense. If we want to experience meaning at that level, at a divine level, then we need to include death. We need to be thinking at the edges of life, at the extremes of our existence. Because that's the only way we find a way forward. That's how evolution works. So, that's all I have to say about that.